Hello, everybody, and welcome to Phoenix Raceway for the 5th race of the NCS SimRacing Challenge, season number 2. It's the O'Reilly Auto Parts 400. We're going to be going around this beautiful 1-mile speedway here in just outside of Phoenix, Arizona, Avondale, Arizona. And it is sure to be a great race. I say that every week, but it's Phoenix, a new track on the schedule, the second track that we have seen that we did not see in season number 1. And it is also the third and final race of our West Coast swing, which we started off with in Auto Club. Then we went to Las Vegas last week. And now we're going to end it off here in Phoenix. Richard Fridge was the driver who won last week in Las Vegas. He is currently atop the point standings with Sam Francis and Alexander Rowe right behind him. Arwin Basic is the man that needs points today. He's starting within the top 10, but he's 34th in points, and he needs a good day to work himself back up into the point standings. The lowest driver that was a season 1 veteran. Quite a bit of storylines for today's race. The driver on the pole, Sean McKean, second pole on the season through 5 races, clearly settling into DAF racing. And then Christopher Marnell hasn't had the best start to the season, hasn't had the finishes, won the Daytona 500 pole. He's going to be starting on road number 1, as here's our starting lineup. Sean McKean, Christopher Marnell, both of these drivers looking for a good finish here today. Greg Rowland and Nick Roten are your drivers in row 2. Row 3, Aaron Hunter and Sam Francis. Row number 4, Joshua Harrison and Jimothy Sharp. Row 5 sees Spencer Davis and the Auto Club 400 winner, Abel Nickerson. Row 6, Michael Guthrie and Eris Yuko. Row number 7, Arwin Basic and your points leader, Richard Fridge. Row 8, Garrett Lamar and Season 1 champion, Henry Guo. Row 9, Josh Moore and Nelson Reeves. Row number 10 sees Boston Jones and the 85 of David Krutz. Cars rolling off. Now row 11, Sela Nosler and Jonah Burridge. Row 12 has Ian McDaniel and Stuart Gratton. Row 13, Barney Thresher and Rory Sharp. Row 14 sees Alexander Rowe starting a bit deep in the field and Hayden Phillips. Rue Sharp and Axel Rocha make up row number 15. Row 16 has Jacob Dabo and Harry Williams. Row 17, Colin Scarborough and Mitchell Collins, 2 Bones Motorsports teammates. Daytona 500 winner Christian Vargas and Abby Lane make up row 18. Row 19, Nathan Stapleton and Tom Gill. And rounding out the field, Keith Hughes and James Sharp. This is the most recent configuration of Phoenix Raceway, formerly ISM Raceway. Sean McKean, Christopher Marnell going to lead him down to the green flag. 78 laps around this wonderful 1-mile speedway. As the 86 got loose out of the corner, and upside down goes Michael Guthrie, and we have a caution already on lap number 1. Huge crash on the back straightaway. And we've got cars involved, Michael Guthrie upside down, many drivers involved. And we've got our first incident of the day here at Phoenix Raceway. There's Arwin Basic. We noted that he needs to have a good day here today. Certainly, we're going to take a look and see what happened at the replay. The 86 got loose off the corner, went into the 33, and then he gets knocked around, upside down, sliding on his roof. Bouncing in the wall, too. That is a hard hit for him at the end. Man. Here's another look at it. Handing down the back straightaway. And then you can just see them all pile into there. Stuart Gratton, Eris Yuko involved, 72 of Christian Vargas. Here's Arwen Basic. You can see the 86 getting loose. The 30 of Garrett Lamar got a tiny bit of damage on the side. The 97 of Jonah Burridge as well. And then, bang, the 58 gets run into. Good wreck avoidance by the 4 of Nathan Stapleton there. On board with Arwen Basic, and then they're just squeezed right here. Nowhere for everyone to go. Round and round they all go. Garrett Lamar coming down pit road. The drivers involved: Michael Guthrie, Arwen Basic, Abel Nickerson, Eris Yuko, Stuart Gratton, James Sharp, Axel Rocha, Christian Vargas, Keith Hughes, Garrett Lamar, and Henry Guo. The 33, 24, and 58 all retired from the race after those incidents, as the 30 and the 1, they're getting service on pit road. And after one lap under green, we're going to be restarting here on lap number 6 of 78 here. Sean McKean in the lead, certainly settling into his ride here at DAF Racing. People wondered how long it would take for him to settle into this car. Certainly a challenge, moving from Dodge to Chevrolet, moving from basically going from one friend to another in the 27 car. Full season sponsorship with Hungry Jack's and Kroger. And the 27, a new 4th entry for DAF Racing. They expanded from 2 to 4. Stuart Gratton is their other new driver, their rookie driver for the season. But it's Sean McKean, and then Greg Rowland, Aaron Hunter, Christopher Marnell, and Nick Roten, your top 5. We're going to go back underway. Green flag racing here on lap number 6 of 78. Sean McKean, Greg Rowland, and Aaron Hunter get a little bit of a jump off of Christopher Marnell, who got a bad start once again, sending it into turns 1 and 2, as the 93 and 34 side by side going down the back straightaway. The 23 just has not had the short run pace as seen early on. Nick Roten getting around Marnell. And it's McKean who is your leader here on lap 7 of 78. The 0 of Nick Roten making moves to get towards the front. It looks like Marnell just needs a lap to get under his belt before he gets going again, because those last 2 starts where they were bunched up, he just not get a good start at all. The 54 of Eris Yuko, the 2 of Colin Scarborough, and the 4 of Nathan Stapleton, all on pit road at the moment. Here's a battle for 3rd place between the 0, the 23, the 00 of Spencer Davis, and the 0 and the 93 of Greg Rowland. They can all be included in this little scuffle right here. Nick Roten has had a quiet but good start to the season. Coming into this race, pretty solid in the point standings. This Tilden Motorsports team switching over from Audis to Mercedes, as here's Joshua Harrison, who's falling like a rock. He was starting within the top 10 on that last restart, and he has fallen all the way back, about to get passed by Alexander Rowe, who started in 28. Yep, this 18 car, right as we cut towards him, he started falling heavily in the pack. Looking like he's getting his ground back up now. But we're here with Sean McKean, who's got Aaron Hunter within striking distance, but not close enough to where it's a battle for the lead, per se. There's Aris Yuko in the 54. He's probably going to dive back down pit road. He does. They've been coming in and out of pit road, trying to repair their car and make it drivable. They're currently 5 laps down at the moment. Lap 13 of 78. Here, these two guys already way out in front. Now this race, quite a bit of it's a normal length race, one that we would normally see in terms of percentage-wise. It's about 25% of a normal NASCAR Cup Series race, 78 laps. So it's always going to be a game of who's got the better car earlier in the day and who's got the better car later in the day. The sun is going to keep rising in the sky, and it's going to make this track hotter and hotter as the day goes on. It will certainly be interesting to see how it all plays out. We got a nice little flyby of the field as the 27 and 34 dove into turns 3 and 4 once again. As McKean leading still here, lap 16 of 78. And the 34 has slowly been gaining in on Sean McKean, but not as quickly as he would hope so. But of course, only a little ways into the race. And we certainly have 1 round, maybe 2 rounds of pit stops yet to be seen. Here, certainly going to be one full round of pit stops that everyone will come down on. That is going to be with the early caution, with those caution laps, that should approximately be between laps 35 and 42 is when these guys should be pitting. There's Alexander Rowe in the 37. He has made his way up from 28th. It's currently lap 18. He's moved up through the field fast. In those 18 laps, with 5 of them under caution, he has moved his way into 5th place. This 37 car is currently one of the fastest cars on the track. And Rowe is just carving through the field with Spencer Davis and Seelan Nosler right in front of him in 3rd and 4th. And then, of course, Aaron Hunter and Sean McKean 3rd and 4th. As the 93 just bounced off the wall in the way back corner of that shot right there. They're able to keep it going, no caution. But speaking of Aaron Hunter, on board with him, you can just see how close he is to that 27 car. But these two are so equal at the current moment, they just aren't able to make up any ground on each other, which it's a blessing and a curse to know that the other car in front of you is right. The other car that is as good as you is right there. As look at the gap that these two have to 3rd place Aaron Hunter. Now, one could argue that there is a 3rd best car in the field, and that is Alexander Rowe, who is slowly but surely making his way through the field. We're on board with Sam Francis, who is currently middle of the pack right now. There's the 12 of Nelson Reeves in his Cheerios Toyota for Vortex Racing. And there's still some action going on. Let's look at this. We've got the 3 of Josh Moore, Joshua Harrison, Timothy Sharp, all battling within right around each other. trying to make some moves, making momentum. Two teammates, the 18 and 3 for Gatorade Slurping Lads. As here comes Rowe on lap 23 of 78, moving his way into 4th place, getting around Seelan Nosler. Like I said earlier, it's both a good thing and a bad thing for the 34 and 27 to know that they are the two best cars in the field, but they also have to worry about if this thing stays green, will the 37 catch them? That is the main question thus far. We're on lap 25 of 78, caution-free, much like the rest of our races have been. We've had a quick caution early in the race, and then we've been fairly complacent thus far in terms of drivers not bouncing off of each other and wrecking. As the 34 has given a gap towards the 27. As there's Henry Guo. He's having a rough race. He was caught up in that early incident. He's currently sitting in 30th. He's having to hang around, trying to hold on to the 30th place position, and he's just stuck on that outside lane, not able to find grip anywhere on the track. They've got no downforce. Certainly not a good omen for the former Season 1 champion. Lap 27, now lap 28 of 78 here. Sean McKean, still your leader, as you see on the top of the leaderboard. There's Christopher Marnell, who's fallen down a little bit. He's back where the 12 and 79, those guys are. Fallen down a little bit, but still solidly within the top 10. He's around 8th, I believe. Looking fairly solid. Again, had a rough go earlier in the race, but now he is doing all right. With Alexander Rowe, though, trying to work underneath Spencer Davis in the 00, and here comes the 37. He's able to do it. Alexander Rowe has powered his way into 3rd. So now, the top 3 cars on the track are 1, 2, 3 at the current moment, and the 37 is going to be hunting down those top leaders. There's Aaron Hunter, a little ways behind the 27. He's made up a little bit of ground on them. But McKean still going. He's able to get this done. He's led all 31 laps thus far. Coming to lap 32, closing in on our pit stop window. As I mentioned, it's going to open up on lap 35, and we're going to see the last of people pitting probably around 42. So, will there be pit strategy afoot? It's critical for these two drivers here. The 27 and 34. Now, the 34 just is equal in terms of pace with the 27. So, it'll be critical for them, mission critical for the 34 to make his way up using effective pit strategy. Seeing if they are able to capitalize on pit stops. Now, the 27, they need a fast pit stop. They need a good one in order to stay in the lead, especially with the 34 right behind them. Depending on who pits first. If the 34 pits first, then he'll have fresher tires for longer, which means that he will certainly be faster carve out faster laps until the 27 pits. So it's all a mind game. I would think the 34, as we're currently on lap 35 of 78, they nearly get into the 32 of James Sharp. But it's certainly going to be a chess versus checkers game. Who will be the first driver to pit between them? It's honestly the 34 who's in the catbird seat. I don't think the 27 will be pitting until the 34 pits, unless they miraculously pit at the same time. There goes the 34. He's going to dive down pit road, right as I was saying. There goes Aaron Hunter in the 34 coming down pit road. He's bringing along a bunch of friends with him. The 00, the 0, the 23, the 45 was already on pit road, as well as the 97. 69, 86, 1, and 72 all coming down pit road. And here comes Sean McKean. He's going to have to come down pit road. He cannot not afford to lose any time to the driver right behind him. Alexander Rowe in the 37 stays out. The 79, 30, 18, 26, 3, 20, and 78 all coming down pit road with the 27. So Rowe gonna dive down once again with the 32 right next to him. That was very dangerous. With the 32 with a very nice livery, much like the McLaren livery at Monaco. But now Greg Rowland, once again, we saw this at Walt Disney World Speedway where the 93 stayed out until the last possible second to pit. 93 getting in some lead laps off of pit strategy. They're not going to come down pit road this time. Nope, they will. Down comes the 93 of Greg Rowland. And that's about everybody coming down pit road. And by the looks of it, there's the 34 and 27. Those guys, that is your battle for the lead. The 34 is in front of Sean McKean. They advanced each other on pit stops. And the 93 of Greg Rowland is still your leader. We're going to wait for things to cycle around. But once things get cycled back out, Aaron Hunter will be your current leader. Momentarily. And there he goes, through the dog leg, the 34, your current leader with a huge gap in front of the 37 and 27. Aaron Hunter able to advance his position on pit road. They had a very quick pit stop. They had a very good out lap. And then now, Sean McKean battling with his teammate Alexander Rowe for second place. Sean McKean dropping down to third as Ian McDaniel on pit road with a blown engine. We're going to stay green, but the 26 car has just blown up on pit road. I believe he will be exiting the race. Our top five is Aaron Hunter first, and then Rowe, McKean, Spencer Davis, and there's fifth place, Nick Roten in the 0. He's a little ways behind this top four, but we've got a strong battle for the second place right here between the 27, 37, and 00. Currently, Sean McKean has the advantage in second place for now, but the 37, Alexander Rowe, staying strong in second place, or in third place, goes up the high side a little bit. Looks like he's going to lose out that position to the 00. And Spencer Davis is going to take over the third position for now. Not for long though. Here comes the 37 back underneath him. diving into turns 3 and 4. Got a fairly good battle here. Lap 45 of 78. The 34 slowly inching away from these guys, though. I don't know how long he will be able to keep this lead. But the 27 has broken away from these two a little bit, looking to try and catch back up to the leader and get back into the lead. McKee leading the first 36 laps. Lap 37 coming down to pit road. He has not seen the lead since. Staying right behind. Now on lap 47 of 78. 27, 37, 00, or second, third, and fourth, right underneath a blanket. Rowe is going to try to go under the low side of Sean McKean. Is he going to be able to do it? He's going to be side by side with him going into turn 3. And then Rowe gets the advantage. Coming out of turn 4, crossing the stripe. He's going to... just barely did not clear the 27. Now he's cleared him going into turn 2. And the 37 is going to restart his hunt down for the top position. Finally getting around the 00 and 27. Here on lap 49 of 78. We saw pit stops on starting on lap 36 to lap 40. That would mean that the next round of pit stops will quite possibly be happening at the end of the race. By the looks of it, between laps 72 and 77 is when drivers would need to pit, making this yet again another fuel mileage run. Will drivers be able to save their fuel? It looks like the 34 is just cruising. Out in front. Not sure if drivers will be able to save fuel or not, depending on what they do. It will certainly be interesting to see what they are doing with that regard. But Rowe slowly closing in on Aaron Hunter. The top 4. The margin between the top 4 is all relatively about the same. But the 37, they're all catching the 34 very quickly. On board with Alexander Rowe. We're going to see, look at this, he just sends it further into turn 1 and 2 than Hunter does, and Hunter got a little bit loose in the middle of the corner in turn 2. That allows Rowe to get right up to the back bumper of this 34 as we're going to cross the stripe here on lap 54. Rowe looking to the inside, going to try to make a move going into turns 1 and 2. Gives the 34 a little tap on the bumper, getting him a little loose. And there they go, side by side down the back straightaway. Here comes Rowe with the advantage going into turn 3. And Rowe is going to take the lead. They're still side by side, but the 37's got the lead at the stripe here on lap 55 of 78. Another lead change here, and Alexander Rowe has made his way from 28th all the way up to 1st. An incredible run there for the 37, who was able to make his way to the top. Top 4 all within Very close striking distance of each other. About 56 of 78. They've got a slower car right in front, Stuart Grattan, the 17. Another one of the DAF teammates. This Rowe is going to easily pass underneath that 17 NOS Energy Drink car, as well as the 34. So no problems with Stuart Grattan as they get around one of the multiple lap cars that are about to be in front of these leaders. But the 37 was able to pass the 34 with no help from lapped cars. It'll be interesting to see if that plays a factor whenever we see more. Coming out of turn number 4 here, coming to lap 59 of 78. 20 laps to go for the driver, the 37, Alexander Rowe. Fuel is definitely a question. We don't know when we will see a caution. We've gone caution-free since the first caution on lap number 1. Coming to lap 60 of 78. But the 37 solidly in first. The 34 is right behind him, though has not made any ground up. The 27 has gotten around the 00 for third place. So those two have been swapping the position back and forth. On lap 61, about to come to lap 62. Alexander Rowe, they sort of changed up the sponsors for DAF Racing. The 37 had full-time Kroger sponsorship. Now Kroger and Cottonelle have partnered to be on that car, with Cottonelle being the main sponsor, directly resembling JTG Doherty Racing's number 37 for not Alexander Rowe, for Ryan Preece. So 37 took a much lower line going into that corner, trying to get a better run out of it, and it looks like he's extended his gap in from second place. Now it's about a car length and a half, maybe 2 car lengths in between the 37 and 34. It's crunch time for these guys right here in the top 4. Rowe, Hunter, McKean, Davis, your top 4. Coming to lap 65 of 78. The last time the 37 was leading with the 34 behind him, that was Gateway. Christopher Marnell and Alexander Rowe were battling 1-2. Used up their fuel and tires. They had to pit with 10 laps to go last season at Gateway. That allowed Aaron Hunter to coast to a fuel mileage victory. Now, once again, the 37 out in front of the 34. Sean McKean has closed in on the 34 now. He is trying to gain on that car, sitting in second place. 67 of 78. Not much has changed within your top 4. The 4 best cars out on the track, 1, 2, 3, 4. No competition for these guys, and it's certainly been A marvelous race for all four of these drivers, especially for Alexander Rowe, who has made his way up 27 positions to the lead. Now it's a matter of him being able to keep it. A little wiggle in the middle of the corner for the 37. So did the 34, though. He let off the gas as well. And the 37 still cruising around this track. 10 to go at the line for Alexander Rowe and DAF Racing. The 27 went a little bit low in the dog leg. Did not hit, but he certainly looked like he was getting close to doing so. Coming to 9 laps to go for Alexander Rowe at the line. Into turns 1 and 2 they are, and we've got a crash. We have a crash on the front straightaway. Big incident with Jacob Dabo, Nelson Reeves, Rory Sharp, Garrett Lamar, and we have a caution with 8 laps to go here at Phoenix Raceway. There's the 44, and the caution has come out for the second time today. Huge incident here, and let's take a look and see what happened. The 12 just turned around the 79, slid up the track, boom, right into the 30 right there. Still on the track. Oh, there goes the 45 as well as the 44. And everyone just piled in to the 79 of Jacob Dabo. There's the spin right there. You can see him sliding up the track. Garrett Lamar had nowhere to go. And then Arwen Basic couldn't slow down. And the 44 chose the wrong time to go up the track. One more look at it right here. Boom, right there. Jacob Dabo with a hard hit. Multiple licks. And caution has come out for the second time here today. We're going to see what drivers come down pit road. It looks like the 85, the 0 of Nick Roten, the 68 of Spencer Davis. Taking a little bit for the field to circle around. The 18, the 69, the 23, the 20, the 78, the 86, and 72, all coming down pit road to get service. So the front 4 all stayed out. Other drivers going in to get fuel. So this is a very interesting fuel strategy here for these drivers. We're going to be restarting on lap 79 of 78 for Alexander Rowe, who's been oh so close in so many races, has had one of the best average finishes in NCS history, but still not able to get it done. 0 wins on his career. In his one start in the NCS Truck Division, was not able to get a victory. He was running up front all race. But now, Alexander Rowe in prime position to win, barring any fuel mishaps for the 37 car. Alexander Rowe, Aaron Hunter, Sean McKean, Spencer Davis, Seelan Nosler. That's your top 5. Here we go. Alexander Rowe Aaron Hunter leading him down. Green flag is back out. 4 laps to go here at Phoenix Raceway. Drivers coming around. The 34 and the 00 are going to go down to pit. Wow, what an interesting turn of events. Aaron Hunter pits from second place, as well as Henry Guo, Spencer Davis, and David Kreutz. 3 laps to go for Alexander Rowe. The 37 out in front. The 27, he's going to come down to pit as well. Sean McKean and Sam Francis pit from 3rd and 4th. But the 37 stays out in front. 2 to go for Alexander Rowe. He's got a huge gap between him and Seelan Nosler. Hugging that yellow line in turns 1 and 2. Trying to get the best drive off the corner. Here we go. Final lap for Alexander Rowe here at Phoenix Raceway. He came close so many times, but was not able to get a win in season number 1. Now, in the 5th race of season number 2, Alexander Rowe wins the O'Reilly Auto Parts 400. An incredible finish to the race where Rowe was able to get the victory here. Wow. An exhilarating final few laps. And man, Rowe finally able to get it done here at Phoenix Raceway, starting from 28th to win the race. Rowe, Nosler, Jimothy Sharp, Nelson Reeves, Abby Lane, your top 5. First top 5 for Abby Lane of Zach Armstrong Racing. Mitchell Collins finishing 6th. That's a typo in 7th. That's Greg Rowland, not Rowe. Then Thresher, Roten, Jones, Harrison, Fridge, Nickerson, Vargas, Marnell, Gill, and Phillips. Top 17, all in a lead lap. Then Francis, Hunter, Kreutz, McKean, and Rocha all pitted, and they were 1 lap down. Spencer Davis, Harry Williams, Henry Guo finished 1 lap down, 23rd, 24th, and 25th, respectively. Stapleton, Grattan, Scarborough, James Sharp finished 2 laps down. Jonah Burridge, Josh Moore finished 4 laps down. And then Jacob Dabo, Garrett Lamar, Rory Sharp, Arwen Basic wrecked out in the final caution. Aris Yuko finished 37 laps down. Then McDaniel with an engine issue. Hughes, Guthrie, and Rue Sharp wrecked out of the race on lap 1. Was a great finish indeed for today's race. Point standings have certainly shuffled up a little bit. Here they are. Alexander Rowe has taken the points lead here after race number 5. It was only a matter of time for the 37 to take the points lead. Richard Fridge in 2nd, Boston Jones 3rd, Sam Francis 4th, Aaron Hunter 5th. Those are your top 5 in points. Joshua Harrison slips out of the top 5 in 6th. We've got quite a few drivers that are within the top 10. Christian Vargas still staying in the top 10. Seelan Nosler as well. Jimothy Sharp with a good finish. Nick Roten in 12th. Sean McKean 22nd. Very interesting to see him down there. Christopher Marnell in the same position as his car number, 23rd. Harry Williams 29th in points. Spencer Davis could not get a good points finish out of that one was unfortunately not able to finish top 5. He stays in 26th position. Garrett Lamar slips down to 32nd in points. Rouge Sharp in 34th. And Arwin Basic, Ian McDaniel are 35th and 36th, respectively, in points. Certainly a great race to be seen. And we're going to do it all again next Sunday. We're going to go to Circuit of the Americas July 4th for the Independence Day 400 presented by AutoNation. We will see you all there for the next race for the NCS Sim Racing Challenge.